Hello. Thank you for joining Onyx and I on this daily tarot energy check-in. Today, we are just gonna see where the vibes lay. The energies that I'm picking up on, first and foremost, I feel like you're just enjoying where you're at. It may not be where you want to end up or, your final evolution of like where you're building towards. You may not be at the end yet. And of course, we're on this journey. Does it ever end is a question that we can ask ourselves. But no, regardless, if this isn't, where you would have yourself, if you could pick and choose your favorite reality, you're still making it fun. You're still making the most of it and having a good time. And you're still finding the inspiration within the moment and making the most of it, because you are a magician and you understand that, and that when you are conjure this good feeling inside of you, things work out exponentially faster. And at that moment, things work out right then and there, because you are finding that, you're tuning into that frequency of how can I enjoy this to my utmost ability, because there is something there for you to enjoy most of the time. In this situation, you are finding it. And speaking of the magician who uses all four elements at their disposal, I just had this epiphany, this idea of starting the readings with incense, which is kind of like the air and fire. You light the incense with fire and then it delivers a smoke that smells beautifully, and that's like more of the smoke is the air element. And then also with some tea, which is the water, and the herbs are the earth element. So very magician vibes today. But okay, let's see where the cards fall today. What messages does Spirit have for us today? What messages do we need to hear to help us along our odyssey, our journey right now? So our first three cards are the Four of Cups, the Six of Cups in reverse, and the Page of Wands. So it looks like I think they go like this. A lot of the times this is very intuitive, and like there's a timeline that I see within the cards that I kind of have to put together. And so it's like you're doing this. You are, witnessing things as they happen. You're experiencing life as they happen. And then you are reflecting. You're taking time to reflect and putting them in their order as like, okay, this happened because of this, and this is leading me to this. So you're like understanding the reasoning and meaning behind things that you're going through, and you're giving them order, you're giving them meaning, and so that they catapult you into this. You're using them as fuel, as transformation, as alchemy. You're alchemizing these situations that you go through, rather than just sitting here like this. And like Six of Cups is thinking of old memories that may not be the best, and you're like, this is like a more brooding energy, but you're doing this. You're looking back on your memories, and you're the situations you've been through, and you are piecing them together like, wow, that actually, I had to go through that. I had to do that in order to get here and to discover this and to be put in the room with these people who then showed me this. So it's all, you understand that it's all happening as it should, when it should, and you trust in the timing because you've seen it before. You've reflected before and saw that it had to be that way in order for you to get here. And so now you're going through these things, these situations that may seem unclear, but you trust that it's all happening for your highest good to get you to exactly where you're supposed to be. You understand this. And right now, it may seem like you're in this Four of Cups, like, yeah, I don't exactly know where I'm going. Like, I have these options at my disposal, but I don't have like a clear vision of what I am to do with all these cups. But you are starting to piece it together by reflecting and like looking at your past. So this may be the message of like, maybe you need to reflect a little more on your past to like connect. There may be a missing piece in there of where you are to go next. And all it takes is a little reflecting on like what you've been through and what has it led you to discover. Because we each have our own stories in this life as individuals, and we go through different storylines. Some of them are similar, of course, and that's what the tarot cards represent, is these similarities between all of our storylines, but each one of us is an individual at the end of the day. And we each go through different scenarios specific to us to evolve us into our highest self. They are opportunities for us to evolve into our highest self, which is a very specific frequency that has a very specific gift to give to the world. And that's what you're on the path to discovering, is your gift to the world, your specific gift to the world. And it's all based on what you've gone through, what you've been through, and what you've gained from those experiences, what kind of information you've learned, what you've learned about yourself, what your gifts are, what skills you've learned. So all of this, all of what you've been through has not been for nothing. You know that it's actually been for your gift to the world and your gift to yourself. So I love that. That's awesome. And then Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Yes, this is your chalice. This is what you're giving back to the world and to yourself. You get to have a full cup on the other side of this. Once you really piece it together, this is you with your cup full, because your gift to the world is something that you enjoy doing. You love to do it. And that's what this cup is talking about. It's that love, that pouring of energy, because you love it so much and you love giving it. You love giving it away because you love doing it. Aw, we love love. Okay. Anything else? At my peripheral, I haven't looked at the card directly yet, but I see yellow on the card, lots of yellow. So you may be going through solar plexus energy renewal and upgrades. And the solar plexus is about like confidence and acting of the will and taking action, and a little bit of creativity as well. That's more like sacral, but I feel like that orangey yellow, those two are similar in their energies and like what it takes. So you need that creativity. You're finding that creativity to act on. So we have the Temperance here. I love this card. This is about balance and moderation. That's what Temperance is. And so what are you finding the balance? Oh my God, it's the Sun card. It literally is like solar plexus energy. And that the sun is the masculine, the will. Or, I mean, in traditional astrology, even though I do see, and I wish it was talked about more, the feminine being the sun as well. And the feminine energy shining a light on on the world and nurturing the world through this sun energy and just being a light. I mean, it doesn't have to be masculine or feminine. Like you're just a light. And maybe you're balancing your feminine and masculine energies. And that's that happy balance of these two, of the receptive feminine and the active masculine, is making this happy balance, and a balance within yourself and a balance within your life. Also on Wednesday, I follow sidereal astrology, which is a Vedic astrology. It's what they practice more in the Eastern Hemisphere, but it's where it's an astrology that's attuned to where the constellations are exactly in the sky, whereas Western astrology, which is what most people follow here in the Western Hemisphere, is tropical astrology, which is based on the seasons. So like Aries starting at March 21st, because that's what it started at when they first made astrology, and that system is like a fixed system. But over time, there's this slow procession of the world on its axis, so that it's a 24 degrees difference. It's a 1 degree every 72 years, but it's over time accumulated a 24 degree difference. So spring, the spring equinox now starts in Pisces, when Pisces is in we're in the season of Pisces. So that's the system that I use, just because I like, I want to go by where the constellations actually are in the sky. But I mean, it's to each their own. But in that astrology, on Wednesday, there is a square between Venus and Mars, which a square is an aspect between the planets. So like they're like squaring up. And that has to do with a challenge or like a big learning moment. And so maybe something on Wednesday having to do with this balance of masculine and feminine energy, something will test your ability to be receptive, balanced with your active will as well. So look out for Wednesday. And then what's this last? Oh, you're kidding me. I had a feeling. I was like, what if it's the moon? What if it is? That would be insane. And it is. So we have the balance of the sun and moon with the temperance. Isn't that's just something. You can't make it up. You really can't. So yeah, you're balancing these masculine and feminine energies, whether you see the masculine as the moon or the sun, or the feminine as the moon and the sun. They both are each other. They have this balance. Yeah. They're just the different sides of the polarity, just representing the two. And we all have this within ourselves. All of us have masculine and feminine. It's just about balancing the two. Or if you are more prone to be masculine and you're a woman or a man, to accept your nature. It's harder sometimes for like feminine, like, people born as a woman and are more masculine, or people born as a man and have more feminine energies. Sometimes it's hard to really embrace who they are, but this is the time, and you're learning to step into this power, because once you step into your nature, then that's when you become aligned with who you are. That is when your external becomes aligned with who you are. It's all connected. As above, so below. Ooh, and at the bottom of the deck, we get the Queen of Swords. A very discerning energy. And the Swords is masculine in nature, and this is a woman, the Queen of Swords. So maybe this is like, a balance of using the will to discern when to use or when to embrace your receptive following, the guidance of the universe and listening to the signs, and balancing that with, okay, I'm gonna go this way. I'm taking action this way. I'm gonna make my own direction here. So you're being able to discern, which is huge. You're being able to discern between when to use which, and that's the key. to the magician. Like, that is the magician's secret power. So, awesome. Great energy. And then we got our tea here and our onyx. Yay. All right, guys, so that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in.